separating you and me. Such a simple goodbye, no tears were shed. But watching you walk away is playing over in my head. I know that tomorrow will bring your sunshine smile. So I'll keep waiting here with your rainbow in my sky. Just call, I'll be right here waiting. Whisper, I'll hear you. My heart stays here beating with arms open, expecting the moment you return. I'm counting every day because for you my body yearns. Yeah, yeah. Every silhouette that passes by has got me reaching for you with a passion that is undenied. I'm yearning just to hold you, though you're not here. Standing in the rain, only to cover my tears. Why do I have to face this moonlight without you here in my arms by my side? Just call, I'll be right here waiting. Whisper, I'll hear you. My heart stays here beating with arms open, expecting the moment you return. I'm counting every day because for you my body yearns. Using clouds as stepping stones to get to you, and I'm floating high with birds below the whole night through. Letters and postcards don't matter at all. I need to see you, to hear you, to touch you. Just call, I'll be right here waiting. Just call, whisper, I'll hear you. My heart stays here beating with arms open, expecting the moment you return. I'm counting every day because for you my body yearns. Just call, I'll be right here waiting. Whisper, I'll hear you. My heart stays here beating. Just call, I'll be right here waiting. Whisper, I'll hear you. My heart stays here beating. Just go. Just go. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling.
And here we are. It's Giada Valenti. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, and this is Giada Valenti here from Las Vegas. Sign language for you guys. I hope you're all doing well, friends and family. Actually, we started as friends, and now you're whole like extended family. Yesterday, I told you that we Italian we tend to become very easily extended family. You guys have been with me for 55 days every day. So 2 p.m. here in Las Vegas if you're watching. Where are you watching from? I know it's 5 p.m. if you're watching from the East Coast, so New York people, Chicago people, and all of you over there. And papà, ciao cugini, ciao famiglia in Italia. And bonsoir to mes amis français, Veronique, Nathalie, they're always there. And of course, England. England is 22 for you. England. Friends every day watching from Ireland too, and good morning to all the people watching from Australia. There are some of you that wake up every morning like at 5 or 6 in the morning, depending which side of the coast you are in Australia, and you are me in the morning, probably hopefully with your coffee. So good morning to you guys. So, Exciting day, Tuesday. Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. Yes, the days never change. The quarantine has not changed the days of the week, and has changed a lot in our lives, but not the days. And Tuesday is an exciting day because I have guests, so my job is easier because I get to pick in their brain. And you guys have been enjoying my guests so very much. You have been thanking me for sharing my friend, super talented friends with you, and you all told me how much you appreciate the fact that you knew them as artists. Thanks to me, you know them also as a human being, and which is great. So. You know that since a week I made Doug Hartline, which is my dear friend in Sacramento. I made him my chief editor. So, because I have all my knowledge comes from, of course, my mother said also you went to school. Of course, I went to school, but most of my knowledge about stuff I don't know, stuff that happened in the United States, comes from Wikipedia. So, and Doug Artline knows everything. It's like a human Wikipedia. And I noticed that. So I said, hey, Doug, can you help me? And every day figure it out what's going on, what went on in this day in history. So Doug, it's been amazing. We were up until late at night. Not last night, I think we went to bed at midnight, but the night before we were at 2 in the morning still preparing all the happening and birthday of each and every day of the week. So today is May 12th. First of all, happy birthday to my mother-in-law, Nell. Nell is in Holland. I spoke with her this morning, so I know she's watching on replay this video. So, van harte gefeliciteerd, moeder Nell. Ik hou van jou. This was in Dutch, just happy birthday, and I love her. Of course, I speak Dutch to her. And so we love you, JJ and I. It was nice to see you this morning. She had a wonderful day with a lot of phone calls. People deliver flowers. She had social distance coffees with some people that went to say hello. So she's doing everything according to the rules. So happy birthday to my mother-in-law there in Holland. But also today in history, what happened? Doug told me that in 1937, today, the father of Queen Elizabeth, which was King George, was crowned King of Great Britain. And then you can see the king, the wife, and even Elizabeth as a young little girl. And he passed away, unfortunately, very young. That's why Queen Elizabeth became queen very young. And she has been a reigning queen for 68 years, the longest. She actually became queen when she was a teenager. I think she was just 20 or something like that. Today in history also, in 1960, two of my favorite, Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra, met and sang together. Actually, there's a picture of the show. Then Elvis Presley appeared on Frank Sinatra's show, and they sang for the first time together. Actually, Frank Sinatra sang "Love Me Tender" of Elvis Presley, and Elvis Presley sang a song of Frank Sinatra, which I think it was Witchcraft or something like that. Yeah, I think it was that song. So, and birthday. Beside my mother-in-law, of course, now everybody in the world knows that today is my mother-in-law birthday. In 1820, the famous nurse Florence Nightingale was born in Florence. If you wonder what she did, well, she revolutionized the nursing. And since she was a nurse, today I want to give my love and a shout out to all the nurses and the doctors and the first responders that they cannot stay at home like we do to save life. They are out there risking their own. So thank you to all the nurses and doctor guys. You are our new heroes. And I'm going to keep this tradition of loving you and respecting you forever. In 1907, also, the famous actress, one of my favorite, Katharine Hepburn, was born. Yeah, there she is. She received an incredible Academy Award, acting in movie like The Morning Glory, Guess Who's Coming for Dinner, one of my one of my favorite, then The Lion in the Wind, and Golden Pond, The Golden Pond. I saw this movie, all amazing. And she was born in Hartford, Connecticut, which I know there is a lot of people watching over from Hartford. So guys, celebrate Katharine Hepburn. She was born in 1907. How old would she be? Maybe she could have still alive if she was not dead. I don't know. And today, music people, my guest is a musical guest. So I'm sure I'm going to ask her. I'm sure she loves him too. Today is Burt Bacharach's birthday. He was born in 1928. God bless him. Of course, he was born in Kansas City, Missouri. He wrote songs like Close to You, The Guy's in Love with You, Wishing and Hoping, and so many more. Actually, at the end of the show, I'm going to sing one of Burt Bacharach's songs. Maybe Michelle can sing something too. I don't know. We will ask. So, happy birthday to Burt Bacharach, because Burt Bacharach's still alive and kicking. So, happy birthday, Miss Bacharach, and thank you for the music. And in 1981, another one of my favorites, 1981, actor Rami Malek was born. I don't know if you guys watch the Oscar, but he won an Oscar for Bohemian Rhapsody when he was impersonated of Freddie Mercury. You know how much I do love Freddie Mercury. I adore him, and Rami Malek did an impressive job becoming him. So. Happy birthday to all these people, and that's what happening today. Today is Tuesday, and I told you I'm so excited to have with me my guest. Listen to this. I moved to Las Vegas a year ago. I think I met her like a year and a half ago at the Dennis Bono show, I remember. And of course, her name is Michelle Johnson. She's an amazing artist, amazing human being. I haven't had, we were just chit chatting this morning trying our camera, and actually I never had so much chit chat with her, but you know, I'm observing people. And what I loved about Michelle, just observing her, is the fact she collaborates with a lot of artists. She always does this amazing, I went to see her, of course, at the Smith Centers many times, and she seems like she's embracing everybody's talent, which I think it's very important. He says something about a human being. But listen, we call her here in Las Vegas the first lady of jazz. Because, and you said she's a jazz singer. Yes, she is, but actually she can sing any kind of song, from pop and rock to opera to Broadway, any kind of thing. She's multi-talented. She started as a backup singer of many legendary singers, and then thank God she did it. She stepped out of backing, you know, the backup singer are on the back. She came up front, and she's been successful ever since in that new positions. She's also an author, a producer. She does so many things. We're gonna find out together more things about also the Michelle Johnson, the human being, that I think I'm gonna love even more at the end of this interview. Without further ado, let's see if she's here. Michelle, are you there? Hello, welcome, my beautiful
Hello.
girlfriend.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm great. You are so amazing on this show.
I have to say that Michelle, actually, that's why I said, you always say something when women appreciate other women. Michelle, I think you've been with me also for almost 55 days every day watching the show, right?
Every day. Every day.
Every day, I know.
I,
So so we had a chit chat, Michelle and I, because we are very outgoing in front of us. But I found out that even Michelle, that she's like a diva on stage, just like me, we are kind of shy and freaking out to go live on front of this camera, because it's live. And can start right away with a question, because I know as an artist, but can you tell us more about Michelle Johnson? Where were you born? Do you have brothers, sisters? Tell us more about yourself.
okay. I do have siblings. I have two brothers and a sister. I'm the baby, and I'm very spoiled. As a result, I was born in New York City. My father was the Liberian ambassador to Egypt. So, born in New York, my dad was a foreign diplomat. He's Liberian. And then we ended up moving to Egypt, and I grew up in Egypt. That's mostly where I spent my childhood.
Oh, wow. That's I read on the biography, because as I said, we are friends, but we never really dig into our life much more. You are a graduated of Yale University, and your original path, that's what said your biography, Harvard Law School.
Harvard.
Harvard Law School. This is so difficult for me. Thank God you didn't become a lawyer. When did you discover your talent and your passion for music?
Well, my family is made up of lawyers and teachers and, like I said, diplomats. So I thought that was my path. But deep down, from when I was really little, I kind of knew it was music. It's just that it's such an untraditional career that I kind of went through the motions of studying something else. But I knew very young that that's pretty much what I wanted to do. I started singing when I was about 3, and it's just always been in me, and it's.
So you basically started, I said, as a backup singer. And when I mean backup singer, with Joe Zahn, with David Foster, with Barbara Streisand, with all kind of Paul McCartney. When can you tell us when was the moment that made it for you to say, okay, enough with backing up. Now I want to be on the spotlight. Remember that? Can you
You know,
share it?
it was it sure, I mean, gradual because I am blessed after Yale, after I did my, time at Yale. I did get to do a lot of that touring with those artists you mentioned and other people. Sometimes it was a one-off, sometimes it was a tour, depends on the artist. But I never really resented being in the background. So for me, it wasn't like this long, can't wait to get in front. I actually, like you said at the beginning of this, I'm kind of an introvert. So it was kind of the perfect job for me, actually, because I could go on tour and enjoy all the perks and still be able to, go somewhere without being recognized. So I actually really liked it. But I'm also a songwriter, and it was more about my songs than me being in front that started to push me because I realized, it's great to sing these songs behind these artists who have written these great songs or someone has written it for them. But I had a lot more to say as an artist. And instead of trying to get one of these celebrities to do my songs, I decided to start doing them myself. So that's really, it wasn't in a moment as much as I slowly realized, people don't know I write. And that's what got me in front and doing my own shows. There's more being a songwriter.
Well, I'm very happy you did it because we are all loving seeing you always producing these shows. You always have this interesting, intriguing, different kind of team when you do your show. So thank you for doing that. I have a question. You work with Paul McCartney and and so many actually. Sheena Easton. I know JJ also has some pick and made an impression on you that to this you're like, man, I'm very glad I met who or work with. You mentioned one. It's difficult, right?
Well, as far as the biggest moment for me, definitely it was the Paul moment. I mean, that was the most epic moment is when I got to meet him. And then when I got to share a stage with him, that's probably the biggest deal for me. And actually, going back to your other question, that's actually probably when I first started thinking, ooh, maybe I could do this myself. But it took me a minute. But it's like working with someone steady or touring. I would have to say my experience with Gladys Knight as a vocalist was probably the most surreal, blow me away experience because she doesn't ever phone it in, and it's just epic every night. And I've never seen someone, I mean, all of them are great. I'm not saying one is better than the other because I know they're going to see this and be mad at me. So I don't want to get in trouble. I mean, they're all amazing, but there was something about Gladys that just was so, I can't believe she still sounds like the record, all these years later. And I think that was pretty amazing. But they all had different, everybody brings a different thing to the table. Like with Sheena Easton, not only does she still sound beautiful and look beautiful, but she's just a really genuine person. So from her, I learned that you can be the same on and off stage, and that you can be funny and irreverent and lovely all at the same time. So I learned a lesson from her. And it just depends. And probably the most Barbra Streisand moment. That was the big stage fright moment.
That was my question. You had to handpick the choir for Barbra Streisand performance here at MGI. How was it to work with her, and what the responsibility?
Well, first of all, anyone who's worked for her knows you kind of almost don't work for her because you don't get to like hang out and have a latte or anything. It's very much hands off. I wish a bagel was nice. But I did get to see her, and our choir did sing behind her. I have a choir that ranges in size from maybe 12 to 100, depends on the event, and it's made up of a lot of the local talent in Las Vegas. So it's people who do shows on the Strip or do other things, and they're available for these shows sometimes, and I get the call. But my moment with her was really wonderful was, I guess in each city where she did this Back to Brooklyn tour, she knew that it was a local choir, and the musical director would tell her who the choir director was. So in our case, I'm the choir director. Bill Fain got to actually do some of the physical conducting of the choir. And I guess in every city during the song, she would turn around, which, we're all fine. she would turn around during the song, and because we weren't told that, I was thinking, oh God, she hates it. Because during the song, she just turns around, and you're like, please don't let me be embarrassed by Barbara Streisand. And she would take her hands together like this and go, and she would bow and say thank you, and she to whoever the choir director was. So I got that honor of her saying thank you to me and bowing to me. And it was amazing. So I had stage fright, but I kind of got over it after that and just kept going. I was very happy.
Amazing story. You know, I know many people, of course, that work with Barbara Streisand, and everybody say that. I mean, we know she's Barbara Streisand. I mean, I didn't prepare this. It's just a question that since you are a female artist like me, don't you think that when you are a woman and you're like Barbara Streisand, or like me and you, that we strive for perfect, because you said you stay up at night thinking about things that you want to improve, then they make us like difficult. And when a man is doing that, they say such a professional. Don't you think it's a thing going on?
Giada, what you're talking about is literally my biggest passion. It goes way beyond. I love being an artist, but my huge passion is teaching women to embrace their power and not be afraid of saying what they want. Because when people call you a diva or difficult, they might take the same qualities in a man and say, you know, he knows what he wants, he's decisive. And things have changed a little bit, but not that much, because I have not only have I experienced it, but I expected that of Miss Streisand and any female boss. Like deep in the back recesses of my mind, I even start to think first when someone demands something of me, a female, like, oh, they're being difficult. And then I remember, no, they just know what they want. They're exacting is the word I like to use. So, yeah, I experience it a lot, but it doesn't bother me anymore. I'd much rather teach women how to be strong, how to pursue their passions, and how to not be afraid that they're going to come across as bossy or a diva. And if they're a diva, let them be a diva, but they're going to inspire some little girl somewhere to do the same thing and run their own business or whatever. So who cares?
You said it very nice. I'm always saying there's not. When I see those people, I never call them actually diva. I just call them women that know what they want to do. And I mean, to become somebody in the music business is tough. You are in the same business I am, so I always watch those people with respect. Maybe because they work so hard to get where they are, like Barbara Streisand. That's why that's their moment. Like, look at me, I can do whatever I want. So I see
That's
that
right.
as a respect.
That's right. And also, I mean, I actually love the word diva. It's a company name. It's in all my branding. And I feel like you can turn it on its head. I mean, diva originally, I think, was from opera, right? The diva,
Yes.
the opera singer. I don't know. I just think it depends on how you look at it. But in the end, it's how you treat people and how you pursue craft that matters.
True.
And the words don't matter to me as the legacy that I'm going to leave. The legacy I leave on this earth, which is good music, good business practices, and hopefully some good, powerful messages for women and for all humanity. That's my job.
Yeah, this is what I said. That's what struck me observing you from a distance in my here in Las Vegas, that you seems to be that kind of person. So thank you for confirming that to me. I have a question. You got many awards. Is this something, because I was reading your biography, is there anything of those awards? I got many myself, but is anything that really, I mean, some, you're just like, okay, but it's something, I'm sure you have one that really made you so proud to have it received, that can you share one that means so much to you?
It's so funny you're asking me that, and I'm watching you in the screen and watching myself with all this crazy technology we're using, and they're behind me. So it's like we planned it, but we didn't.
They're always there.
It's so funny. Okay, game face back on. So behind me, I feel like Vanna. Behind me, there's a blue award that is award, and that stands for Women of Distinction. And that's the award that I was given a couple years ago by the National Association of Women Business Owners. I'm very proud of it because it was given to me by a women's organization for distinction of my work. I'm very proud of it. There's also a Lena Horne Award there that was given to me by the Black Music Awards, which has a local chapter. I believe all over the country there are local chapters. I'm really proud of both of those. And those are the most recent things I've been honored with. And I think that I can't pick one, but those are the ones that ended up on my desk. Let's put it that way, because it's important for me to be acknowledged by the African American community. That's always been a big deal to me here in Vegas, and something I was striving towards. And when I got that award, it made me feel great. And the other one is from a national, a national foundation. The
Foundation for Women.
WODA is a foundation also. And so I don't know, it just made me feel good. I feel like it isn't all for nothing. And I think that a lot of times people think we just do it for the applause or to be on stage. For me, it's really not that, especially with my stage fright and all the other stuff. For me, it's more, I just feel like it's a transaction. Being an artist is a transaction where I give you something to think about or inspire you, and you give me back some love.
You mentioned that you're a songwriter, and yesterday I went on the YouTube channel. I found the first video of the upcoming albums, and I loved it very much. Who is the little cute little girl that is impersonating you? And second, when can we expect the album? Can you tell us more about this project?
Sure. Well, the song is called I'm All In, and you can find it on YouTube. Just look for vocalist Michelle Johnson. And that young lady, her name is Jordan, and she is the daughter of my dear friends Fletch and Becky, who are, Fletch is an entertainer. He's married to an amazing woman named Becky. And it's funny, if I don't want to give too much away for people who haven't seen the video, but it is not my kid. I don't have any kids. I just have a black lab. I just have a dog. But it was that's who Jordan is. She's a great young lady, and we had a likeness, and so we went for it. And as far as the album, pre-COVID, everything was on track, and I already have the second single done. But in this day and age, it's important, I think, to have everything in the can, meaning the song, the video, and the marketing for that video and song for each song. And unfortunately, we got stuck after the second one, not being able to go into the studio and record. So I'm just waiting. There's some things I can do on my own, but I don't have a recording studio in my house. So I'm hoping maybe by, what are we in? It's May. I'm hoping maybe by the fall that I can get it done. But it really just depends on life right now. So in the meantime, I'm just writing songs about being stuck at home.
I wonder what is going to be for all of us songwriters after the COVID-19, which kind of album and single we're going to release. Like, I want to see, I don't know. We were together, me and you, actually in something that Keith Thompson did very nice here for Las Vegas, Needing Each Other, which was a very nice song.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I mean, if you guys have not seen it, it's called Needing Each Other, and you can find it, I think, also on my YouTube channel. Did you put it also on your YouTube channel? So
I can. I'm going to add it on my playlist. It's a great video made by many of your local listeners. And, thank God for this technology. Thank God I'm looking at your beautiful face right now and reaching fans. Oh, thank you. But I'm grateful for it. But I really underestimated. I get really emotional talking about it. I really underestimated hugging, like just plain old hugging a friend. Take it for granted, and now I miss that. I miss just giving a hug to my mom. I miss the physical contact, and also the sound of things like glass tinkling while people watch you sing. They have a cocktail, and or just the sound of people laughing as you're telling a joke on stage, and all of those things matter so much more to me now that I don't have them. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure when this situation is gonna be resolved soon, when we're gonna, I see it's very emotional. We always give for granted these things, but we said that there are some good things that came out of COVID-19. Like this morning, I said, me and you, we would have never had the time to conversate like this because let's honest, we see each other at the Dennis Bono show. We share the same room to change, but I mean, more than how you
Yeah.
doing, how is your did and that. So he has made all of us realize, that we are first of all human being. JJ is showing picture. That's me when I came to see a beautiful show that you did a tribute to Ella Fitzgerald, which was I think
Oh,
the first show I came to see, and
yes, that's the one
yeah.
with Jane Monheit. That was a really wonderful experience with Jane Monheit. Another epic
Yes,
performer. Holy.
another woman. Yeah, yeah. I don't know her personally, but it's another one that I should try to get in contact to because she's another amazing leader.
I
But
can
I have a
connect you with
question
her.
for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would love Jane. I have a question to you because you go from Ella Fitzgerald to you sing any. I mean, the genre that you covered is Among Us. Who really inspired you as a singer? Can you pinpoint a few?
Yeah, I can. Earl King, first and foremost, as far as the writing, because
Yeah.
with me, again, it started with writing. I started writing songs, started singing when I was about 3, but I started writing when I was about 10. And Carole King really influenced my writing and the way I think about songs and what their purpose is. So I'd say Carole King. And vocally, probably Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Nancy Wilson, those great jazz singers influenced me as far as my own style. And before that was Barbara Streisand. I mean, that was my first um, technical teacher. I wish to God I could sound even remotely like her. I can't, but I sure have learned from her like how to breathe and how to
Ah,
phrase and how to take your time with a lyric. I, she was one of my heroes. So those are just some of them,
she's like
some
an
of my favorites.
instrument. I'm always say Barbara Streisand is one of my favorites too. She's like an instrument when she sings. Is a
Yeah,
violin. It's
and
not
perfect
even.
pitch.
I
Yeah.
I
She
always
is an instrument. She's not like an instrument.
she's
And so is Ella Fitzgerald, by the way. I mean,
oh
Ella listened to a lot of horn players, and so when I had read that when I was younger, it got me interested in jazz horn players that I would have never listened to, which kind of got me into jazz in a kind of roundabout way. So I listened to horn players too.
I listen a lot of Ella Fitzgerald because for me being Italian and being English my third language in the order of the language I speak, I'm always trying to find when I have to learn a song somebody who has a perfect diction, somebody, and I
Yes.
found that Ella Fitzgerald has a way to pronounce the words of the
Yeah.
American the English that is heavenly. It's perfections
I
really.
yeah. Yeah, I've been sending people whenever someone asks me, how do I get into jazz singing, especially a female, I will say, go get the Ella Fitzgerald complete songs from, Irving Berlin, Duke Ellington. She covered all these great artists because not only will you learn the songs, you'll also learn the actual melody correctly because when she does those tunes, the first time through, she always sings it straight. And then she goes into all her scatting and all the other improvisational things she does with that amazing voice of hers. So it's a really good way to learn. I'm not surprised that you like at all.
Yeah, it's one of my. I mean, she's a completely different singer than I am. But when I have to learn an English song, I'm always check. Did Ella Fitzgerald ever record it? And I always try to listen to her, so at least I know the because I think she and
Right.
we talk. Yeah, you talked before. She was amazing in everything. I mean, I thought talking about she could have been a perfect girlfriend for me and you.
Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
You know,
You know,
you
I'm.
know what though, Giada? Um, one of the things I got to say this to you. One of the
Oh,
things I love about what you do is you don't imitate. You are so unique. You do your own thing. And one of the things I've really enjoyed watching you live, and like you said, I've seen more of you in the past few weeks than since I met you. But what I like is that you make the song yours. I mean, that's something that I think Clint Holmes taught me how to do that. Make the song yours. And I really learned a lot from him in that area. Making it about your journey. And my musical director, Jeff Nyman,
yes.
also taught me how to squeeze the life out of what the song means in your life. And I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, but that's what I see every time I
Oh,
sing. It's not about, mimicking this voice or that voice. It's taking your own beautiful tone and
oh,
the
thank you.
story. And I love that you do that. I love it.
Coming from you, and Clint also gave me once that compliment. I mean, it's a great compliment because you are two of my favorite people. JJ showing the pictures of me and you and Clint at the Smith Center when we went to the. Do you remember the Jim Caruso cast party? That
Yes.
you may not have remembered, but that night you said something beautiful to me, and you said that you welcomed me to Las Vegas, and you said that it was enriching the city with my charm and my foreign languages singing. So I think is the night I really started to appreciate you. I said, wait a second, she appreciate other people's talents. I think it's very important to me. This was my question to you. My grandmother, she was a soprano, so she was a singer. And when I was a little girl, she shaped me together with my mother of being a good person, and most of all to respect other people. And to my grandmother and mother, they had a lot of girlfriends. They always said if women would stick to each other and help each other, they will achieve the world. And I had a feeling that you were the same person. So for me, it was my grandmother and my mother who inspired you the most as a woman, because you are an amazing human being, amazing woman. Who was your mother, your grandmother? Who did you meet that were like, I want to be like her?
Well, thank you, first of all.
It's
That's very
true.
sweet of you to say. Um, Definitely my mom, as far as right and wrong, how to treat people fairly, and how to be authentic. Definitely my mom, and my great grandmother too. My great grandmother lived till she was 97, and she was super strong. And those are two women who I think taught me to be unapologetic in the face of constant critique and
Yeah.
criticism and being under a microscope. Because as a female, and especially as a female artist, it's going to happen anyway. And I don't know, I just learned from them how to shake it off. And also, I think from Sheena,
Oh,
uh, Sheena Easton, for sure, in terms of like not caring what people think. It took me, she used to talk about that, as we work, when we worked together. And I didn't get it until way after I worked for her. And now I think back to the many times she would tell me, are you still worrying about that? Are you still? And I'd go, she's so right. Like, why do I even care? And so it's one of those lessons I didn't know I was learning at the time, but now I look back and I go, she's totally right. I just don't care. It doesn't mean I don't care how people feel, but I can't make decisions about my life based on everybody else's opinion. It's just not healthy. So those would be my three. I never really thought about it, but definitely.
can you tell me what is that? I'm curious myself.
Well, I didn't write the whole book. I just have one chapter in the book. And the power of the platform, I mean, it's been out for a while now. I think I'm gonna start putting it back on my website so people can buy it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those mini books. It's like a self-help. It's not like a self-help book. It is a self-help book. Um, People who want to learn how to be more effective in their lives and how to achieve their goals. And it was kind of me dabbling into the book space to see if it was something I wanted to do. I've always been a writer, but it's kind of like the lead singer thing. I don't know, it was fun editing other people's books, just like backup singing. I'm really nerdy, so I like being in the background of things and learning how they work. But that was my dabbling into writing. And my chapter in the book is about how I learned to be more approachable as a person. So it's not just about the music business, it's about really checking yourself to see if one of the reasons you may not be accomplishing things is your demeanor and your attitude towards others and how open you are. So I had sort of a life-changing event happen to me when I was a young musician, where I was my musician friends watching this will laugh, but I was always late and I wasn't really responsible, and I didn't have my charts together, and I didn't know my keys, typical chick singer stuff. And I had another female musician sit me down and say, this is how you actually do it. But first, you have to be approachable. And so that's what the chapter is about. It's about how, her name is Jenny Hill, if she's watching, and it's about how she shaped my
Oh.
thinking and changed my life. So that was my first thing I'm writing. I'm writing other stuff now, but that was the first
Yeah,
one.
that was my question. Are you doing what are you doing this COVID-19? You're writing music, write song, what else? Do you have dreams? What is
I'm,
going
wa-
to happen?
I'm watching Giada live.
So you're losing time. You could use to work on something, lady.
Nonsense. It's inspiring. I'm watching you, and what am I doing? I am writing songs. I'm writing lyrics more than songs. I'm not at the piano as much as I am in my head and in my notebook. So I'm writing a lot of lyrics about the experience. I'm kind of logging how this all feels because I'm probably going to do like a COVID album. So for want of a better, that's terrible. Not an album about COVID, but about the quarantine. I want to do a separate project. But I've been working on something. It's a book about the music business, and I've been working on it for a long time. And
Okay.
it's about women in the business. And it's a book that gives you a guide to how to be a good citizen as a female singer or musician. It's targeting women. And then there's also going to be a class that I'm doing online and with live streaming and blogging. So it's this whole platform that I'm building to teach people about this industry from my perspective after all this time. And the book is kind of like the carrot to get people to, take my classes and learn from me.
I will be
So
reading. I will be your first
you don't
reader.
need to learn anything.
Hey, I mean, our business is a crazy business, and there is always something to learn. And I think the best way is to learn from how the people are approaching the thing. So I have a question for you. I ask my whole guest. Have you ever been to
Okay.
Italy, Michelle?
I have. I
You
have.
have?
I have. I surprised my husband. It was on my husband's bucket list to see the Colosseum. Years ago, he used to say that. And he said, "We'll never be able to go. We'll never be able to go." And so one Christmas, I surprised him with a trip. And it was Venice, Florence, and Rome.
Oh,
And we did it. And it was by far my favorite trip that I've taken where I wasn't living somewhere. Like I told you, I lived overseas. I lived in Egypt. I also lived in Hong Kong. So that doesn't really count because
no.
I grew up there. But, leaving my house and flying somewhere, especially Florence, that was my absolute favorite. It was amazing. It was just
Oh.
so beautiful. I've never seen so many churches in my life. There's a
Churches
lot of
and
churches.
fountains, right?
Yes. Yes. Churches and fountains and beautiful, beautiful men. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Yes. It was
Yeah,
pretty
oh
amazing.
yeah. The question is, you're still married, right? So is your
I'm
husband
still
listening?
married. He's not listening. I'm a chick singer. You can't be married to a chick singer unless you have like super, super secure personality, and he knows that I'm not going anywhere. He's
It's
the best
like
thing that ever
my
happened.
JJ. He knows. And
Yeah.
me and you, we are good women. We don't care about handsome people. I have a question for you. So you've been to Italy. Did you like the food? Do you cook?
I do cook. I loved the food. I loved the coffee, actually. I think I saw on one of your shows you asked people what they like the most, or what when if they had been to Italy.
Yeah,
When we were in Venice, which was the
yeah.
first city I went to, we woke up in the morning, we got there at night, and in the morning we went to a coffee shop. It's my first time in Italy.
Mm.
And I had been all over Europe. I've been to Paris and Cologne, Germany, and all these other cities, but I'd never been to Venice or anywhere in Italy. So we go in the coffee shop and they pour us a little cafe and no cream. And I always have my coffee with cream. I'm a New Yorker with 2 sugars and 2 creams and a coffee. That's what I used
Yeah.
to do. Well, my husband says, "Why don't you just try it as is? It's Italian coffee. Maybe it'll be good." I took the cup, sipped the coffee, and I kid you not, I burst into tears because it was so good. It was so good. I just went, "This is so good." I don't know if anybody else's had food made them cry. Maybe I'm weird, but it did. It was so good. I just went, I started tearing up. I never knew coffee could be that good. It was
Michelle, you can
incredible.
be Italian for that. There must be some Italian in your DNA.
Who knows? That's what Frankie Shenta keeps telling me.
Yeah, and everybody I love and like, they are Italian. John Katz, do you remember? He's half Greek, half Italian. I said, that's why I like you. You have to take the DNA, Michelle. And if you're not, then make you
I'm going to.
honorary Italian.
Oh, I would love to be honorary Italian. I would love it. I love Italian food. I have to watch the carbs, but I love the food.
We
It's an
all do,
amazing
right?
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I've
it's
been talking with Clint, Frankie Shinta, all my guests. One of these days we have to do like an Italian trip. We take all Vegas artists, we go to Italy, and we are never coming back.
we're never coming back. That was the only thing was I kind of didn't want to come back because it was like being in a dream world and that coffee, I'm telling you, the coffee was so good, the people were great, and the weather reminds me a lot of Cairo. It was really similar to how I
Oh,
grew up and the traffic and the driving is exactly like Cairo. In other words, insane. And the cars everywhere and everyone honking. It was right up my alley.
do you
So
speak other languages beside English? Since you lived also, you were born in. I mean, you grew up in Egypt. Do you speak other languages?
I do. And at Kalam Arabi, I speak Arabic, I speak
Wow.
French, and
Oh,
I
tu
speak
parles français.
English, obviously. And used to speak Spanish very well when I was in school, but I've definitely slacked off on my Spanish. I don't use it as much as I would like to. But I would love to get back to it. And I also want to learn Portuguese because I want to record Brazilian music and I want to
Yeah,
do it in the right language.
that's
So
beautiful.
yeah,
That's so awesome. You
multilingual
see,
from
I think
background.
I've discovered more things today about you than in the year and a half that I've been around you.
Well, I think the one thing that people don't know is how nerdy I am because when we're on stage, Giada, we have on our gowns and like you said, backstage we're zipping each other up and rushing at the Dennis Bono show, and then we get out there and everything's calm. But I'm just a total normal person and a nerd, and I'm actually very techie and geeky. That's my that's my true like used to work for Apple and working on phones and computers. And that's like a whole nother side. But that's probably what I'm like most of the time when I'm not performing, is just a nerd.
Well, you are, as I said this morning, nerd is great, crazy is great because normal you are in. That's why I love you and I always like you. Now I know you are a nerd. You are an Italian because you must be Italian because you love coffee and you were crying because of the coffee. Only Italian people can do that. So I just want to thank you so much for just for sharing time with us today. I mean, I'm sure I see a lot of comments. People, there were people knowing Michelle. I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of new
Oh, hi,
people. So
everyone who knows me.
yeah,
I'm going
so
to be back at the Smith Center. I have to say that. I'm going to be back at the Smith Center at some point. It was supposed to be July 18th. It's a
um,
show with Bach music and different artists. It's called It Takes Two with Jeff Nyman. Sorry, I have to get that in.
yeah, no, it's good. I forgot to ask you
But
actually.
it's okay. It's just me and Jeff. It's just a duo, and it's going to be amazing. It was supposed to be July 18th. I don't know when it'll be, but they can just go to my website. It's super easy, michellejohnson.com, and they can find me that way and figure out when this show's going to happen. But it's going to be a great night of duets of songs by great duo songwriters.
I say to
So
everybody, guys, if you have never seen Michelle Johnson, you have to buy a ticket and go and see Michelle Johnson. And Michelle, are you planning to go to do anything live coming up? Just let me know so I can share with the people so
I
everybody can
will.
watch
I
you.
will. Giada, I am not a brave soul. So as far as the live streaming goes, I'm just now, I mean, I'm brave, but this is a new territory because like this is permanent. I know everything we do on the internet is permanent. So it might take me a while, but in the meantime, what I am going to be doing is live streaming clips from my former shows, and I'm able to answer people's comments live. And they can do that right from my Facebook page.
Perfect.
It'll be on there. So I'll go live streaming that way. And I don't know. I've been talking to Bill Zappia. Do you know him?
No.
He's Terry Fader's musical director, and he's an
Oh,
amazing piano player and friend. With Sheena as well. And he and I might be doing some live streaming if we can figure out how to socially distance play
perfect.
together, so that I have that live piano player in my home. So to be decided soon.
I'm sure I'm gonna be seeing you shining somewhere, either on the internet or hopefully on a stage. And I'm looking forward one day we have to do something together. Write a song, sing, dance, wherever, cook. We're gonna be doing something together.
I would love to. I'm so grateful for your friendship, and I'm so grateful for this
Me too.
show. I meant what I said. I watch it religiously. I
I
watch
know,
it
you're
all the
always
time.
there
It's
watching.
something.
So,
It's just a release. I think right now we need some relief. We need a distraction, and we need to know that life continues. So what you're doing, especially the fact that you're taking people to other countries and talking about things besides COVID-19 is really important for the brain. I mean, seriously, it's so
yeah,
important to stay positive, and you
we,
are
we
a
need to stay
strength
sane, right?
life. Yes, I'm going crazy.
I know it's gonna be over. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. In the meantime, I really want to thank you, Michelle, for being my friend, for being yourself, for being my guest, and I'm looking forward to see you soon for a real hug. How great is? I think me and you, we never really gave each other a hug. When
I
this is
know
over,
we have
I'm gonna
not.
give you a
We have not.
hug.
I might about that. I might write a song about hugs. I'll put it up on YouTube. It'll be the follow up to I'm All In. It'll be called
There we go.
Hugs.
I
Oh,
send
that's
you a
terrible. I'll have to
hug,
come up with
even
better.
though it's not like the real thing. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Stay safe, stay beautiful, keep the music alive because we need music more than ever. And I'm going to be seeing you so very, very soon.
All right, beautiful.
Love you,
Love you.
Bella. Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, Bella. That was
Ciao.
Michelle Johnson. I told you guys she's an amazing singer. Of course, you didn't hear her sing, so for that you have to go on Michelle Johnson vocalist, and you can. She has many clips and video, and as you heard, she said that she's gonna be going live at a certain point with live streaming of live concert with the piano player. We are all trying to figure it out what we're gonna be do, but I'm gonna make sure that as soon as I have something, I will share it with you, so you're gonna be able to enjoy not only the person, you enjoy the person today, and you can enjoy also Michelle Johnson, the singer. So this was great, I think. I mean, I see a lot of comments over there. You know me, I'm gonna read everybody. It was new people over there, JJ, a lot of new people. So if you want to watch again this episode, or you want to watch episode that you may have not seen because today you enjoyed so much this is that I want to see more, I always hope so. You go on jada.live and you can see all the show. I think I've been with you for 55 days. And of course, the first, I think, week was just a quick hello. I was tired of being home myself. So I just decided to go in front of the camera and say, hi guys, how you doing? I didn't know how this live streaming was happening. And now I'm doing it every day, 2 p.m. sharp, because in the beginning I was always late and you guys were like, where are you? We're waiting for you. So thank you for that. You make me really not Italian, because Italian has a different clock. We're always late. Now I have like a Swiss clock. I'm always on time, on perfect time. And of course, I said before in the beginning of the show today, it is Burt Bacharach's birthday. And you heard also Michelle loves Burt Bacharach. So I thought I have to leave you with a song of Burt Bacharach. So he wrote so many, many songs. I decided to sing this one that has been part of my concert already for a little while, because I just particularly love this song. It was done also by the Carpenters, but of course there are so many Burt Bacharach. So let's wish again happy birthday to Burt Bacharach. That's my sign language thing. So happy birthday. Thank you, Diane, for teaching me this. I have to learn more stuff. We are going to try this microphone. And this is something actually very appropriate, because as Michelle said, we would love to be one close to the other. So Close to You is the song that Burt Bacharach wrote, and I want to sing it for you. Here we go. Let's start the music. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair of gold and starlight in your eyes of blue. Then
All the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Happy birthday, Bert Bacharach, from all of us, and thank you for the music. Well,
Today was Tuesday, and here in Las Vegas, 2 p.m. we start every day. Giada Valenti. I know many of you watch for the first time. My name is Giada Valenti. I was born and raised in Venice, Italy, but I do live in Las Vegas, which I do love it. I hope when this is gonna be over, the COVID-19 is gonna be over, wherever you are from the world, I hope you can make a stop either in Venice, either in Italy, either in Las Vegas, and I hope that I'm gonna get to see all of you that for 55 days I've been seeing here on this Giada Live every day. If you want to see episode that you have missed, you know, I remember you. You can always go on giada.live. You can always have a donations, a tip, wherever you want to do to keep me supporting doing this. I try to go on as long as you guys want me to, and I'm gonna have some amazing guests coming up also tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually, I'm very proud. I'm gonna have as my guest Tony Orlando. Doesn't need to have he's a Grammy nominated singer, he's an actor, he's a producer. We know him as a television host, very successful. We mentioned we're going to be talking about music tomorrow, and Carole King, we mentioned him. Actually, I went to see a show of Tony Orlando, and he mentioned that he was the first to heard the song of Carole King, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Can you believe it? They were kids, all of them in the 17 in New York City. Carol walks in and she said, Tony, I think I wrote a good song, and was that song. Can you believe it? So tomorrow we will be talking about music history with Tony, and then on Thursday I'm gonna have my friend Mike Marino, the New Jersey bad boy, the comedian, funny guy, amazing human being. Thank again to Michelle Johnson for being my guest today. Thank again to each and every one of you for being with me. Un saluto alla mia mamma e a tutti I miei familiari in Italia. Hello, good morning to you guys in Australia, all United States, England, France, wherever you're watching. I want to thank you. I love you all. This is sign language, and this is also I love you. And I'm going to see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Giada out. Thank you. A domani.
but I truly hope that I'll see you here same time, same place. And until then, my heart just say, Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude, waiting to see you, same time, same place. And I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, 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 dear old Auf Wiedersehen. See you tomorrow. A domani.